actually worked. Oh, can we please have beautiful mixed race babies? This goes to show you that genocide is the answer. It won't set you free, Eren. Now never say that dumbass shit again.
It's Yama-san. Hi. We just got the reports of your revised ending, sir. And? They fucking hate that shit, bruh! Damn! I spent all night rewriting that shit too. Alright, I'll do another revision real quick. So you're telling me that your friend, Eren, killed 80% of the world population outside of Paradis, destroyed buildings and architecture that'll take hundreds of years at least to repair, and orchestrated all of this so that you can come and kill him and be heroes or something?
Well, when you put it like that, yeah, I guess it does kind of sound like we were in on the whole thing, huh?
I want that twink and his friends obliterated. So if you're watching this video as it's uploaded, you probably know me from the newest abridged short that I put out where I dub over clips of the Attack on Titan finale. The joke being that it's overly happy and it's not meant to actually be well written, it's just meant to be funny. For those of you who stumbled upon this video by happenstance, first of all, thank you for sticking around despite that weird as fuck intro. And secondly, it may or may not shock you that this video got some mixed opinions on how I handled the subject matter. I got something to admit to you all. That title, it was meant to make people mad. All along. Okay? It was meant to be a very generalized title to make discussions happen in the comments section and boost my engagement up. All that, just... That's what it meant to do, right? Now, I was desperate for views. I would have just view-botted.
This is a joke, YouTube. I would never view-bot ever.
I would have just view-botted, but the last time I did that, some Middle Eastern scammer took my credit card details, had to live in the Bronx for a bit. Not proud of it, okay? Look, the point is, it worked. It got people talking about the ending, but a lot of people were saying, to put things a little bluntly, that I was full of shit. And a lot of the issues people have were not that the ending wasn't happy enough, they were straight up just not happy with the direction the series ended, and believe it or not, a lot of people would have just preferred a darker ending. So, now that the episode's been out for a little while, I wanted to give my opinion. Did the finale of my favorite anime stick the landing? Can I confidently call this the ending of all time? Yes, but let me go into why. Firstly, let's get the Colossal Titan in the room out of the way. We're talking about the anime ending, okay? It's how I watched and experienced the series A to Z, so even though it's slightly altered in the manga, we're strictly going to be talking about how well the ending holds up in the anime. We're not going to be talking about that line where fucking Armin basically becomes a Hitler apologist, okay? Because it's manga exclusive, they changed it, alright? I will be bringing up some common criticisms that have come up when talking about the ending, as well as things that I've just generally liked about the ending as a whole to maybe paint a clearer picture about my whole thoughts about this thing. With that out of the way, I think the best way to start would be asking ourselves the question, what is there to universally like about this finale? Things that literally no one has been complaining about. My dogs are fighting with the neighbor's dog outside. I probably have to go deal with that quick. I feel like even if you have a problem with how the story narratively wraps itself up, let's not kid ourselves here, okay? The animation in this finale is objectively fucking incredible. The animation, the choreography, the art direction, even the music were all just top notch. Anything that doesn't have to do with a script, I think was fucking stellar. Now, Attack on Titan has always been fucking amazing at these things. That's never been a debate, really. But I feel like with the advent of this narrative's discourse, the issues that people have been having with this ending and its conclusion of the story, people missed out on cool, badass shit that happened in the finale that they neglected because of how much they hated the ending. Things like Annie throwing Mikasa towards Eren, Jean going for the detonator, Levi slashing through fucking boulders to get to Eren, Peak running, Armin finally beating the shit out of Eren for, in a fist fight for the first time, Reiner sniffing Historia's woman sting. The point is, the finale was perfect if you were a smooth-brained idiot who just wants to watch the fight scenes and go, and that's something to be appreciated. This shit is fucking Kino. As usual,
Hiroyuki Sawano
goes fucking hard on the soundtrack. I love that they got the rights to use the songs from seasons 1 through 3. The fact that... Yeah, I'm not reading that shit. The fact that what I'm going to call Levi's Badass song played while he was handing out candy to kids in his final scene, it's so cool. The fact that they got the rights to play these iconic tracks, and it's just... chef's kiss. The new OP and ED made for the episode are really good too. Linked Horizon coming back for one last OP and it sounding like something straight out of season 1 was really cool to see. The ED was nice, although it kind of cements John as like a cuck officially, since it implies that Eren and Mikasa get together in the afterlife. Honestly, my boy John deserves so much better. I fucking hate Asian women.
I gotta testify.
I've given Mappa Corporate a lot of shit for the way they stick their hands in the proverbial candy bowl of the anime industry. It seems like they can never stick to one project at a time, and it feels like that leads to their resources being spread thin. Reasons why I'm very upset that they got the rights to Chainsaw Man, which is currently my favorite manga series. But credit where credit is due. Despite them basically killing all hype for the ending by taking forever to animate, the animators did such an incredible job. The CGI looks so natural and blends in so well to the 2D that you can barely even tell that it's not hand-drawn. The ODM gear sequences this episode were fucking phenomenal, with an obvious credit going to Arifumi Imai. For those who don't know, Arifumi is basically just the guy who pioneered how ODM gear looks and flows. He's the one responsible for the fucking crazy scene with Levi versus Kenny back in season 3. He did the final sequence with Levi and Mikasa, and it just looks great. I love the moment where Levi fires his Thunder Spear and the screen around him just goes like this beautiful mix of like blue and green. The animators deserve to be praised to high heaven for the send-off they gave this show and the shit that they probably had to put up with over at Mappa. Fuck Mappa Corporate. I can make a whole fucking video about them in the future.
Animator number 16503, Mappa Corporate would like to talk to you in their office.
No.
Now.
I'm not happy, Bob. Not happy. Ask me why.
Okay, why?
Why what? Be specific, Bob.
Why are you unhappy?
You see, it's very simple. You see this frame? You drew this frame, Bob.
You don't like it? I made sure it was on model.
On model? No. What it is, Bob, is a mockery of the hardworking character designers that we employ and for you to adhere to. Makima's breasts are drawn here as being 0.175 meters from the chest when viewed at this distance, but in actuality, Bob, they should be 0.2. Do you see the problem here, Bob?
I guess on a technical level I can see the problem, yes.
You know, Bob, a company
It's like an enormous clock.
is like an enormous clock. Yes, precisely. It only works if all the little cogs mesh together. Now, a clock needs to be clean, well lubricated, and wound tight. You making Makima 0.025 meters less thick than she actually should be is going to alienate our audience. We don't want them to think we're gay, Bob. Our birth rates are plummeting. We want the West to think that we love women and their huge fucking titties.
Isn't Makima flat-chested in the manga?
How many times do I have to tell you this? We don't care about adapting the mangaka style, Bob. We just want money.
And the more ginormous but plump and reasonably sized you make Makima's melons, the more money we'll get.
And the more we'll get paid, right?
No.
Now if I fuck this model, and she just bleached her asshole.
I think all the voice actors did a phenomenal job. There's a tweet that's been going around where Mikasa's voice actor got so emotional during recording that Eren and Armin's voice actors had to cheer her up. And honestly, that's really sweet. But that being said, Eren's voice actor, Yuki Kaiji, or Kaiji, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I'm not going to look it up. But Yuji Kaiji knocked it out of the fucking park. Regardless of what you feel about the script and the lines he was given, he put 10 years worth of trauma, 10 years worth of Eren Yeager into that performance. And I, for one, cannot wait for Bryce Papenbrook's interpretation of the scene.
Because of finding another man? No! I don't want that! I want her to think about me and no one else for the rest of my life!
I'm kidding, Bryce. I love you.
Material girl.
But yeah, I think that's everything in the finale that can be reasonably agreed upon to be good. Everything production-wise was done to the quality of a multi-billion-dollar franchise's standards. So, cool. Thumbs up. Very nice. I think it's important to highlight what a series gets definitively right before moving on to more controversial subjects. With that being said, let's talk about the scene where Eren simps. This scene, the final scene between Armin and Eren, where they essentially say their goodbyes in the paths. This scene right here has been the main course of conflict when it comes to people enjoying or disliking the Attack on Titan ending. Why is that? There's a few reasons from what I've picked up on. For one, a lot of people consider the talk that they both have an assassination of Eren's character. Up until this point, the audience has assumed that Eren is this super calculating, masculine, sigma male figure who will just stop at nothing to destroy everyone who stands in the way of Paradis and his friends. The rumbling was seen as just this horrible but necessary step in ensuring that his friends have long, peaceful lives, as well as a response to just years and years of torment coming from Marley. In the eyes of some Attack on Titan fans, this one scene just undoes all the character development Eren had since finding the ocean at the end of Season 3. All the mean things that he said to Armin and Mikasa, the manipulation of Falco, Zeke, and Reiner, turning Ymir over to his side, all of it was nothing but a big, fat lie. But even disregarding that, I can see where some people are coming from with some of this, okay? Especially with one particular line that, despite the anime rewrites, remains a bit puzzling. Eren remarks that at the end of all this conflict, after he kills 80% of humanity, he can't remember why he did it. He was just a dumb kid with power that got a little too crazy. I can see some people having an issue with how quickly Eren came to the realization that the rumbling may not have been the best idea. But that's about all I'm gonna give to the people who dislike this scene, because to be perfectly honest, I fucking love this scene. Yes, even with the Mikasa line. In fact, I think that's the best part about it. Whoa! Hey, chill. Hear me out. Let me cook. If you don't like that, you're not gonna like what I say next. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, right? Okay, here we go. You ready? Eren Yeager's not a good person. Eren Yeager was never a good person, but Eren is not a bad person either. Even after the rumbling, I still genuinely don't believe that every bone in Eren's body is completely black. Sure, he definitely becomes a darker shade of gray by the end of the show. There's no denying that. But from day one, Eren wasn't acting with good deeds in mind. Eren Yeager is a man who lives by his passion. Passion drives Eren's journey. Fierce emotion, and those emotions vary. They can be love, they can be sadness, but most importantly to Eren's story, they can be wrath.
At 8 years old, Eren Yeager killed a guy.
That's right, I forgot. Eren Yeager killed a guy. Yes, he did. 8-year-old Eren Yeager killed a guy.
Yes, they were murderers, and yes, he did it to save Mikasa, but this one event holds a mirror to Eren's entire life, his entire reason for doing what he does. Eren always needed an enemy to fight, because without one, he'd be lost. He needed that burning fuel to just continue living. It's why every time Eren is depicted without a grand threat to fight against, he's cold, distant, almost lifeless, like his depiction in the cabin, or that depressive streak he had when he found out the truth of Marley. It's because the Titans were taken away from him. The Titans were no longer the enemy. Eren lives to be a fucking hater.
I thrive off negativity.
Whether it's against the Titans, the humans in the military police, or the people of Marley.
When Eren finally got what he wanted, when there were no more enemies left to fight, when he'd accomplished all of what he'd wanted, his friends were ready to kill him. He'd given Paradis a fighting chance against the rest of the world, and they were about to potentially live long and fruitful lives. He couldn't help but break down at the very thing he was trying to protect, telling him that he was a fucking idiot. When Eren shows Armin the clumps of hair and teeth pulled from the depths of a bloody ocean, it contrasts Armin's seashell. These are the showings of their ideals, their desires. Armin got what he wanted. He wanted to see the ocean, the world behind the walls. But Eren never truly wanted to see the outside of the walls like Armin. Eren only ever wanted blood. Eren is selfish. Yes, he was sacrificing himself, but it was only for his friends, not for anyone else. In his final moments, he doesn't feel vindicated in his decision to end 80% of the world. All he feels is regret. That he can't spend the rest of his years just alone with Mikasa, with Armin, even John, Reiner, everyone else. And Armin gonking him was essentially him saying, enough with this Sigma male shit. I want to talk to my friend one last time. The one from before the Titans tore down Wall Moria. The one who raced me to the top of the tree. Eren breaks down. It's a beautiful moment that shows his true character shining through. From the last few paragraphs, you may pine me as someone who thinks that Eren was nothing but a psychopathic, selfish murderer and an angry tyrant. But I think the more apt answer is that Eren is childish. Eren has always been just a child. It's why he and Ymir are constantly depicted as children within the past, because the ideals they hold on to is very simplistic in nature. And while children have the capacity to be angry, selfish, rude, liars, they can also be loving and caring and overprotective. Passion. They let their emotions rule them over rather than using logic. Which is exactly why Eren breaks in this final moment, because he finally realizes that what he did was brought about by nothing but his anger. And he regrets it. Armin never thanks Eren for committing genocide in the anime. They changed that line. And I'm thankful that they did, because even though I understood what Isayama was going for with it, I think it would have put a stain on an otherwise perfect scene. Armin instead says, "Let's go to hell together." And I think this is a much more beautiful and genuine way to show Armin's generosity and kindness. It's not him saying that he condones Eren's actions, but rather he views himself as partially responsible for not pulling Eren back down to earth. For choosing to be friends with Eren after everything that he's done, Armin shoulders the burden of the rumbling. He alleviates Eren's shoulders for finally being honest with him. He gives him a bit of solace before finally facing eternity and saying goodbye to his best friend. Powerful shit, honestly. But on a more comedic note, I guess I should also mention that there's a select group of people who wish Eren succeeded in the rumbling and lived happily ever after with his beautiful Asian GF. And I just got a question for those people.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sin City was a movie.
Other people think that John and Connie should have died because of this scene with the gas and it being a cheap fake out. But like, come on. Is it really Attack on Titan without a bit of fake out death? Did you guys forget when they pretended to kill Hanji in the Crystal Cave arc? Or when Armin decided that he was going to make Connie's mom into the next hydrogen bomb? I get that it's a cheap tactic, but come on. We all knew that Isayama wasn't gonna kill his baby boy John. Be real! You wanna talk about real character assassinations? Can we talk about how Reiner's final scene is him sniffing Historia's letters? Get this man a thick Latina from the Bronx! Okay, final point before the end of the video. This is the second biggest complaint that I've heard about the ending past the Path scene. Was this all pointless? In the end credits, Paradise gets nuked. Humanity enters an apocalyptic state, and the Titan curse is heavily implied to be coming back. Does that mean Eren died for nothing? Does that mean that the story of Attack on Titan happened for nothing? Is it unsatisfying? Honestly, no. And some of you motherfuckers are fake fans because Erwin said this shit in season 3.
You're precisely right. It's all meaningless. No matter what dreams or hopes you had, no matter how blessed a life you've lived, it's all the same if you're shattered by rocks. We all die. Does that mean our life is meaningless? Was there even any meaning in our being born? What about our fallen comrades? Their lives, were they meaningless? They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The brave fallen, the anguished fallen, their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them! And as we ride to certain death, we trust that the living will do the same for us! Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world! My soldiers fight! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers rage!
I think that the pacing of the anime really helped to put in perspective why this ending works to tie in the themes of Attack on Titan nicely together in a neat little bow. Attack on Titan may feel like it has a lot of themes going for it. War, racism, love, memories, friendship, but all of the above, Attack on Titan is about the cycle of life. All of the things mentioned before, whether we'd like to admit it or not, are uniquely human. Even when civilization is at its technological peak, we will still have these strong feelings of rage, passion, love, racism. The cycle of life and death can be seen as very cruel. Attack on Titan is presented as a cruel world, but what's important to remember is that for every cruel, harsh moment within Attack on Titan, there's a scene that represents beauty and serenity, peace. I think that a lot of the reasons manga readers didn't like the ending was because it seemed like such a quick leap in time from the ending of the war to the start of the next. I think it's important to highlight that in the anime, it very distinctly clarifies, without dialogue, that the next war happens hundreds, if not thousands of years after the events of the show. Yes, Paradise gets nuked. And yes, the great descendants of the characters we grew to love probably died in the explosion. But did Eren really die without his final goal being achieved? No. Eren did everything that he said he was going to do. And as much as he wanted Mikasa and him to live together, what's tragic is he knew that it was never going to be. So he wanted the next best alternative. He wanted his friends to live normal, happy, peaceful lives, and they did. And their kids probably did too. Eren might not have spared Paradise from getting bombed again, but this is thousands of years in the future. Eren bought Paradise more peace than a lot of countries get. Can you think of a country that hasn't been involved in some sort of war within the last 1,000 years? Countries are born and die on average within the span of half a millennium, some sooner, some longer. But to buy Paradise that much time is a blessing in disguise. And the war that brought the city down was guaranteed not caused by anything Eren, his friends, or his generation did. It's just life. In life, there is war. That's just how it is. But between war, there's peace. And it's easy to forget that because the story of Attack on Titan almost is 100% taking place throughout times of war. But before and after the show, there was a point where it was peace. There was world peace. And the final scene concludes with a boy and his dog. After all the bombs are dropped on Paradis and nothing remains but rubble and the grassy, mossy remains of skyscrapers, there's a boy and his dog, and they find that tree. They walk on a abandoned grassy street, and they find that tree that Eren, Mikasa, and Armin were buried under so long ago. Some people think that this tree having a similar opening to Ymir's is going to make it so that the Titan powers come back from Eren's regrets, and I'm not sure. To be honest, I guess we'll see what happens with the new chapters that Isayama's cooking, but for now, it's left ambiguous. I think with what we know now, though, it's a great ending for the series, and I'm excited to see where Isayama takes it. Also, Eren's a bird. Squawk! And Mikasa, she fucked that bird.
So initially I was going to end this video off with a final dub, which maybe I can do at a later point in time. But it was basically going to be Eren finally getting to hell, basically, and fucking Flock is there. And Flock is basically just like an r/Titanfolk Eren fanboy who's like, man, why didn't you fucking go through with doing the whole fucking rumbling thing, you pussy, fucking pussy bitch, fuck you. But that was the idea, and like I low-key just ran out of time. I'm so exhausted. I can't wait to be done with this video. I recorded it thinking that, oh yeah, it's probably gonna be like 10 minutes long, you know, like it probably won't be too big of a pain in the ass, and then I'm looking at this fucking rendering time and it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? But yeah, be advised, I'm not a critic. This is not like a professional critical opinion on the finale. It's just what I like, and you're free to form your own opinions. Am I missing anything? Fuck it, subscribe. Yeah, there you go. Okay, bye-bye.